Recorded lectures. Survey of physical therapy students, use and perception. An original study by Matthew Gratton, Brittany Stewart, Trent Thompson, Cameron York, Joseph Day, and Jennifer Pate under the guidance and direction of Dr. Amy Schlessman. In higher education, with its general one-size-fits-all model of lecture and lab, finding ways for educators to support all students and their variety of learning styles can be critical to the student's success. Recent trends toward lecture recording systems allow students to re-watch live lectures at their convenience, which can be used in a complementary manner to enhance student learning. The use of recorded lecture systems has been researched in the areas of accounting, engineering, and dental hygiene at both the graduate and undergraduate level. But currently there are no studies looking at the impact of recorded lectures on physical therapy education at either the Doctorate of Physical Therapy or Physical Therapist Assistant level. The purpose of this study was to determine if the use of recorded lectures as an additional studying resource improved test-taking confidence and thus improving test performance perception in physical therapy students.
The subjects for the study were from two cohorts from two universities. One was a weekend college bridge program from physical therapist assistant to doctor of physical therapy from the University of Findlay, and the other was the traditional physical therapist assistant program from the University of St. Francis. In those classes, they had to use recorded lectures to be included in the study. The years in which the recordings were taken were 2019 and 2020. 15 classes were surveyed between the two cohorts. The breakup was 13 classes for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program and 2 for the Physical Therapist Assistant program. We developed a 17-question survey, which was approved by the institutional review boards of both the University of St. Francis and the University of Findlay. This survey contained questions highlighting subjective feedback on recorded lectures, as well as objective usage, and was administered using Google Forms. We chose this software as it allowed delivery to the students, also allowing them to submit their results at their convenience with a time frame of about 2 weeks to complete. The students received no compensation for completing the study. A total of 79 students were sent the survey to be completed anonymously after participating in a course that included recorded lectures that the students could utilize for studying.
Okay, we are going to take a look at the results of the study now. We found multiple important trends after analyzing the data, and we keyed in on important questions that correlated with these trends. First off, the first question was, what is your primary study method in preparation for tests? And as you can see, Microsoft PowerPoint, personal notes, and recorded lectures were the top 3 study methods. The next question was, how much of the recorded lectures did you view? We had 282 responses to this question. And the largest category was 45% of students noted that they watched at least 76 to 100% of the lectures. The next slide shows the percentage of videos watched by class, and this just demonstrated that students will utilize recorded lectures based on their own individualized need, based on the subject matter, the course, or the educator. So it could vary from class to class. The next question we looked at was how much more prepared students felt by utilizing the recorded lectures, so the videos that were taken of their lectures in class. We had 280 responses to this question, and then so a total of 83% responded in favor of feeling more prepared for the test because of the recorded lectures, and only 17% reported feeling 0% more prepared as a result of the availability of the recorded lectures. So not only did the students feel more prepared for the test, but they also indicated more confidence in taking tests as a result of the recorded lectures, which is what this question looked at. We had 278 responses to the question, and 70% of students indicated that because of the video recorded lectures, they had more confidence in taking the exam.
How much did the recorded lectures enhance your exam score? This question was utilized to survey the students' perception on how beneficial the recorded lectures were for improving their exam scores in the surveyed classes. 281 responses were recorded, with only 19% responding that recorded lectures did not enhance their test results. The remaining 81%, a total of 227 students, responded that recorded lectures did indeed enhance their test scores. 16% reported a perceived 0 to 25% enhancement. 14% reported a perceived 26 to 50% enhancement. 20% reported a perceived 51 to 75% enhancement, and 30% reported a perceived 76 to 100% enhancement in test scores. A total of 284 responses were recorded for the question, did recorded lectures allow you to be less attentive during class? Only 16% responded yes, while the remaining 84% responded no. It did not allow them to be less attentive in class. For a summary of the results, a majority of the students reported the use of recorded lectures as a primary method for studying. Of those that viewed the lectures, 87% of students watched at least part of each lecture. 83% of students felt more prepared for exams by using recorded lectures for studying, and 70% of students felt the recorded lectures increased their confidence with test taking. A total of 81% of students determined that having access to recorded lectures enhanced their exam results. 81% of students also denied being less attentive during live classes. Based on subjective reports, students identified with a sense of feeling more prepared with the availability and use of recorded lectures.
There are 5 main points to highlight from the research results. First, we determined that a variety of resources are often used by physical therapy students to enhance learning, and this included the use of recorded lectures. Additionally, recorded lectures were used by students to highlight parts of lectures that they felt they needed to focus on more or spend a little bit more time learning versus watching the videos as a whole. And the amount of the videos watched by students varied based off of specific courses that we surveyed. And a strong correlation was found between students that used the recorded lectures and having a gain in test taking confidence, which in turn also improved the testing outcomes. Lastly, but definitely very importantly, when initially considering the idea of using recorded lectures, we may assume that students would probably be less engaged or less focused during the live lecture. However, based on our results here, students did not feel that they could be less attentive during class just because they would have the ability to rewatch the lecture later. When looking at limitations within our study, we definitely wanted to consider that, we had no outside peer review. Also, our sample size was relatively small. The comparable research available with physical therapy specifically was very limited. Also, there was no control group within our research, and we were limited in the technology that we used for the quality of the recordings. So looking at those limitations and thinking about potential future research, we thought that using a survey that was validated would be useful. Also, having a study that expanded, including more of a variety of programs, and having a control group being utilized would also be great.
This study was performed to identify if the implementation of recorded lectures as a study tool is effective at increasing exam confidence and performance in physical therapy education. Following completion of this preliminary research, it was determined that recorded lectures are supported by students as a viable and beneficial study tool. The survey results also suggest that students who utilize the recorded lectures did not report decreased attentiveness while in class. Additionally, students have reported having increased confidence with regards to examination and felt recorded lectures improved their testing results. Further research is recommended to identify the academic advantage to having video lectures available in comparison to a control group with no access to recorded lectures. This research could offer further evidence-based information to support the value of recorded lectures as an effective learning tool.
Okay, so that concludes our presentation. Thank you all for your time. We hope that you found our information to be beneficial. If you do have any questions or feedback, please feel free to reach out to any of our researchers. Here are a list of the names along with their email addresses that you can send any of your questions to.